and where you're from.
Steve Donaghue from Salford, Manchester.
Okay. Hey Steve, so we're at Bayern Munich Stadium. Could you tell us the importance of your visit today?
Yes, obviously it's a special anniversary, the 60th anniversary, and as a group we have organised many events throughout the city to say thank you to the people of Munich. The first event we did was on Monday at Marienplatz Square. As you know, when the bells chime at 5 o'clock, the little man comes out of the clock tower, and we knew that a lot of people from Munich and tourists would be there, and the idea was the only way we could do a random act of kindness, we all gave our scarves away exactly at 5 o'clock. There was hundreds of United fans there giving their scarves away, and also the group as a whole have visited two separate youth charities, football sports charities, and we will intend to help them into the future, continue the relationship, build better relations between Manchester and Munich. And as you know, yesterday in Trudering, we had a memorial bench put at the site, and there was maybe 2,000 to 3,000 Manchester United supporters there, and it was very, very touching. The people of that village welcomed us with open arms, and as you can see today, Bayern Munich have invited us here today, where we have a piece of art. It is a piece of English Lake District slate, and one of our friends, Tony, has painted Duncan Edwards on it, and it will be here with the 1958 exhibition for the rest of the days.
It was obvious yesterday just how much the Busby Babes meant to Manchester United and how they built the foundation for the club, really. Could you say in your own words what the Busby Babes mean to you?
Well, believe it or not, when I was a tiny tot, 2 or 3 years old, my great-grandma is buried next to Eddie Coleman in Weiss Cemetery in Salford. And I said to my nana, I said, "Who's that, Nan?" And she says, "That is Eddie Coleman, he's one of the Busby Babes. Your granddad took you to see him when he was 6 months old." And at 2 years old, I didn't really understand what she was on about. But I know my granddad took me to see the Babes when I was a babe in arms. And a lot of people did that in Salford. As soon as you were old enough, they took you along and they showed you what is your future. And that's what it means to me. And most of the lads here, we are all Manchester United through and through. It's in our soul.
Absolutely. And we can see that you're wearing a Duncan Edwards t-shirt. Is he one of the players that stands out for you in the team, or is it Eddie Coleman, or is it hard to choose?
It's the two. I'll tell you a little story, because again, my granddad, more than my father, he took me to Old Trafford one week and we went to White City Dog Track when United was away. And he said, "Steve," he says, "Duncan Edwards, he had legs like tree trunks." He says they could kick him and kick him and kick him and he would not budge. And that's what made me a Duncan Edwards fan. But obviously we only lived 4 streets away from Eddie Coleman. He lived in Archie Street, we lived in George Henry Street in Weiss, and it was only a matter of 5-7 minute walk away, you know. So him being a Salford lad, old Snake Hips is in our hearts, but so is Duncan and all the other lads.
Steve, you very kindly asked me and Andy to come along today on behalf of the Duncan Edwards Foundation, and we handed over the memorial book from the people of Dudley. So on behalf of Duncan's family and of the Mayor of Dudley, Dave Tyler, and all the people of Dudley, first of all, thank you so much for what you do, not only for the Busby Babes but for Duncan, because you know he came from Dudley, as you know, but he loved Manchester and he loved the team. So for keeping his name alive as well as all the other lads, we really do want to thank you, and we really want to thank you for letting us come here with you today to hand over our book of remembrance to Duncan. Thank you very much for a fabulous few days.
That's okay. as I said, there's not just me organised this. There's a group of 15, 17 of us. We've all done our bit, and it is our pleasure to have you here with us today. Thank you.
Before we go, would you like to say just a few words to the people of Dudley about Duncan?
Yes, as you just heard me say, my grandfather told me about Duncan Edwards, what a colossus he was. And we've been to see Rose down in Dudley. We've been on the tour and we'll be coming again shortly. We see what you're doing with the foundation, and it is absolutely marvellous work. We also thank the people of Dudley because you respect Duncan Edwards. You know how certain people feel about Manchester United, and we know that you love us and we love you back. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Oh, Steve, that was lovely. Bless you.
I'm not a professional speaker.
Oh, you
I
would
think
have thought so. That was
what's
fabulous.
improving my